Your next promotion is being decided right now in a meeting you were not invited to, and nobody in that room is speaking for you. That's not a worst-case scenario. That's how it works. Talent reviews, succession planning, executive conversations about who is ready for what. They happen behind closed doors without you, based on whatever picture the people in that room already have of you. The question is not whether that conversation is happening. It's whether anyone in that room knows you well enough to fight for you. Let's talk about that. Welcome to the Leadership Language Podcast. I'm Bill Tingle, former CIO, executive coach, and someone who's been in those rooms on both sides of that table. This show exists to give technology leaders the language, the presence, and the strategy to stop being overlooked and start being chosen. So let's get into it. I want you to think about your professional relationships for a moment. You have a manager. Maybe you have a good relationship with them. They know your work. They appreciate what you deliver. They give you solid performance reviews. You might have a mentor, someone to grab coffee with a few times a year, someone who gives you perspective, career advice, and a sounding board when things get complicated. That feels like enough. It feels like you have the right support around you. But here's the problem. Your boss has limited reach. When a senior leadership conversation happens 2 or 3 levels above you, your boss may not even be in that room. And your mentor, as valuable as they are, is talking to you, not about you, not to the people who make decisions. You built relationships that support you. You've not built the relationship that advances you. There's a difference. And most people do not figure it out until they've already been passed over. Let me tell you what a talent review actually looks like from the inside. A group of leaders sit in a room, usually once or twice a year, and they go through a list of names. Who is ready for more responsibility? Who is on track? Who is a flight risk? And who should be considered for the next opening at the higher level. Each person on that list gets maybe 2 or 3 minutes of discussion, sometimes less. If someone in that room knows you, they speak up. They add context. They make the case. They say things like, "She is ready. I've seen her operate at this level already," or "He should be on the short list, and here's why." If nobody in the room knows you, the conversation moves on. You might get a polite comment about solid performance, and then the next name comes up. That's it. 3 minutes, maybe less. And the outcome depends almost entirely on whether someone at that table is willing to put their own credibility behind your name. That person is not your mentor. That person is your sponsor. Here's the distinction I want you to hold on to. A mentor talks to you. A sponsor talks about you when you're not in the room. Mentors are valuable. They help you think through decisions, navigate challenges, build your skills. I'm not dismissing that. But mentors do not advance your career directly. They help you become more ready. They don't make the call. Sponsors do something different. They use their own political capital and credibility to advocate for you. They say your name in rooms that you can't access. They connect you to the opportunities before those opportunities are posted. They vouch for your readiness when readiness is debated. Most technology leaders I work with have mentors. Almost none of them have sponsors. And that gap is one of the primary reasons talented people stall. You can't mentor your way to the C-suite. You need someone with power who believes in you and is willing to use that belief on your behalf. The good news is that sponsors are not assigned, they're built, and building one is a skill you can learn. A quick pause before I keep going. If what I just said is landing, that you deliver and still get passed over, here is something for you. I built a short private diagnostic that shows you exactly which of the things holding you back is costing you the most. It only takes a few minutes, and if you're the right fit, finishing it unlocks the Executive Leap session. 45 minutes one-on-one with me. The link is in the show notes. Okay, let's get back to it. Let me tell you about Jane. Jane was a director of technology at a large retail company. Smart, strategic, and genuinely ready for a VP role. She had been in her director position for 3 years. Strong team, strong results. Her peers respected her, her managers respected her, but she had stalled. 2 VP openings had come and gone. She had not been seriously considered for either one. When Jane and I started working together, the first thing I asked her was, who in the senior leadership team knows you beyond your immediate manager? She thought about it. She named 2 people. Both of them were peers of her manager, not above him. Neither of them had been in the rooms where those VP decisions were made. She had a network. She didn't have a sponsor, so we got to work. The first thing we did was map the executive landscape. Who were the senior leaders whose goals were closely connected to Jane's work? Who had the most influence in talent conversations? Who was building something that Jane's expertise could genuinely support? One name kept coming up: the Chief Digital Officer. He was leading a major customer experience transformation and needed strong technology leadership inside that initiative. Jane's background was a natural fit. Jane didn't go to him and ask him to be a sponsor. That's not how it works. Instead, she found a legitimate reason to be useful to him. She requested a brief meeting to share some observations about technology gaps she was seeing that could affect his transformation timeline, not a pitch, and a genuine offer of insight. He took the meeting. The conversation went well. He asked her to follow up on one of the points that she raised. She followed up thoroughly with a short brief that connected the technology risk directly to his business outcome. Over the next few months, Jane made herself consistently useful to this executive. She didn't chase him. She showed up when she had something relevant to offer. She asked smart questions about his priorities. She volunteered her team's support on 2 initiatives that mattered to him. He started to know her, not as a name on the org chart, but as a leader with a point of view and real capability. 7 months after that first conversation, a VP role opened up in his division. He called her boss before the role was posted. He said he wanted Jane considered, that he had seen her operate and believed she was ready. Jane got the role, not because she got lucky, not because she was more qualified than she had been 2 years earlier, but because the right person knew her well enough to say her name in the right room at the right moment. That's what a sponsor does. So how do you build a sponsor? 3 steps, all of them deliberate. First, map the executives who matter. Not every leader is equally relevant to your advancement. You are looking for 2 or 3 people who sit above your current level, who have influence in talent decisions, and whose priorities connect to your work. That intersection is where you focus. Second, align with their goals before you need anything from them. The biggest mistake people make is approaching a potential sponsor when they want something: a job, an introduction, a reference. That approach puts the relationship in the wrong frame immediately. Sponsors are built through consistent value delivered over time. Find out what they're trying to accomplish, offer something useful, bring insight they won't get elsewhere. Ask questions that show you understand their world. You're not performing, you're building genuine credibility with someone who has the reach to use it on your behalf. Third, earn the trust before the moment arrives. Sponsors take a risk when they advocate for you. They're putting their own judgment on the line. That means they need to have seen you operate well enough to feel confident doing it. Give them those moments. Volunteer for visible work that intersects with their priorities. Deliver them something that makes them look good. Be the person they think of when they need someone reliable at a higher level of responsibility. When the opportunity comes, you want your name to be the first one they think of, and you want them to say it without hesitation. Here's what I want you to take from this episode. Somewhere in your organization right now, there's a room where talent conversations happen. And the outcome of those conversations depends almost entirely on who in that room knows you well enough to speak for you. Mentors help you grow. Sponsors help you advance. You need both. But if you only have one, you're leaving your career to chance. Start mapping your executive landscape this week. Identify 2 or 3 people whose goals align with your work. Find a legitimate reason to be useful to them. Build the relations before you need it. That's not politics. That's strategy. Before you go, here's what to do with everything we just covered. Knowing the problem is one thing. Knowing exactly where you stand on it is another. So I built a short private diagnostic for technology leaders who want to take on the next level. It takes a few minutes and it's completely confidential. It shows you which of the things holding you back is costing you the most, where you stand against the leaders who got promoted, and the one move that matters next. And here's the part worth knowing. When you finish it, if you're the right fit, you unlock the Executive Leap session. 45 minutes one-on-one with me. I will have read your full diagnostic before we talk, so we skip the background and go straight to your situation. Where you actually stand, the 1 or 2 things holding you back, and the move that matters next. A strategic conversation that could change your life. The link is in the show notes and the description, so stop waiting for your work to speak for itself. Go find out where you actually stand. I'll see you in the next episode.